It is another week and another race here in League of Ireland for Tier 3. Today we'll be racing around the streets of Singapore for round 5 of the Season 10 Championship. Now, my name is Josh6000. Here alongside me, as usual, is Cav. How are we today, Cav?
Good. There was some terrible rumours circulating that I wasn't going to be here, and there seemed to be some joy spreading around the paddock as well. But no, unfortunately, I am here. Obviously, good track tonight. Anything can happen around here, right up into the last corner. So I think we're in for a treat. It's a long slog, so yeah, everyone strap in, and we'll see how it goes over the next hour and a half.
Certainly, will definitely be an interesting one tonight. Now, before we get into qualifying, we always treat you to the best here for Tier 3 commentary. But tonight we only could get Colin B in tonight. No, I'm only messing. Of course, we have Colin B in tonight, Tier 1 driver. Colin, how are we doing today?
I'm leaving after that.
Yeah. Talk to you later, Colin.
I mean, I'm doing very well, thank you. I mean, surely to guys, we were waiting for one of the commentators to come into the lobby, and it wasn't Colin B, actually, surprisingly enough, you know.
Was it?
No, it wasn't, no. It was, Cav, I think, wasn't it? We were waiting for.
I think it was.
Well, listen, I get to the commentary box a lot quicker than I actually do race, so at least that's something. I used to be still waiting.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna have to put it behind us, Cav, being late today. Yeah, we'll try and forget about it, Cav. Don't worry. But
Thanks very much.
of course, we have Gaffo on track first. Colin, before we get to the qualifying lap, who do you have your bets on today?
Well, to be honest, I actually missed Hungary last 2 weeks ago in Tier 3, so I actually haven't seen that. But tough one to know because the practice race was on Tuesday, Wednesday. There was nothing for the last 3 days because there just wasn't enough people. So tough to know, but on current form, Bluefoot winning the last two, you kind of have to be looking at him. But again, as Cav said, around Singapore, anything can happen. Anything can and probably will happen. So expect the unexpected. That's one thing I will say.
Exactly, yeah. I think Bluefoot definitely one to look out for as he is leading the championship by a pretty good margin, I'd say. But yeah, thank you, Colin. We'll make sure to come back to you at the end of qualifying. And now, Gaffo, looking for a bit of spotlight from you here, Cav. Seems to be eager to get out.
Very much so. Not a usual one for him. We have some drivers who are well renowned for getting out very early. Gaffo not one of them, but let's see if he can string a lap together. Tough to hook everything here and easy to obviously hit the wall as well. So let's see what happens.
It's a very tricky track, this, especially going into that last sector where he is now.
Yeah.
That was, 90-degree corner, especially this one coming up here. It's a very tricky one in that tunnel section and coming up to the last few corners. Touching any of those curves the wrong way and it'll spin you right round or lose you a good bit of time. So we're going to see what Gaffo can do, and as per usual, Cav, why don't you take us on a lap of Singapore?
Yeah, so Gaffo coming through 22 and 23 onto the main straight. DRS wide open. He'll be going right up through the gears. DRS pushing him along into 8th. Down usually into 4th here. Throw the nose in early. Even toward in this case for a bit of extra rotation. And now you're through 3. Careful on traction on the way out. Easy to lose the rear here. And now he'll be throwing it right as he comes into 5. He's going to be opening the DRS again as he gets onto this straight. And we'll see definitely a few moves you'd expect as Shamrock retires just while we're on this straight. And yeah, you will see a few moves you'd expect down here into 7. Easy to cut this too much, but Gaffo takes it quite conservative. Now you're coming into a slower section and dropping usually into 2nd gear. Again, you have to be very careful on the traction as you come through here. Usually 3rd or 4th. Gaffo goes for 3rd. He's going right down through the gears in the main. Traffic can be a problem as well. So far so good for Gaffo as he comes through 10 and a really tricky little section now, 11 and 12. Have to watch yourself on the exit curbs. Here particularly you'll see a few drivers I'm sure lose the rears. We come into the slow hairpin, which is 13, setting you up for the next DRS zone, and again another overtaking opportunity as you come down the long straight here into sector 3, which will bring you into turn 14. Usually dropping down into 2nd I'd expect Gaffo here, given how low the gearing he's been using, and he does. Up through now sector 3, which gets really technical as well. Very easy to lose yourself on some of these curves, which you have to ride to help rotate the car. He goes very wide through that section, and then my favourite corner, I have one on every track. You want to cut as much of that as you can, and he comes through now 19 and now 20 as he wants to get on the power nice and early. Watch the rear, use as much of the track on the right hand side. It does narrow slightly as he comes back to 22 and 23 at the pit entry. Good tidy lap for Gaffo, and he will set a marker as a 138.2.
Yeah, I might have said that was a very clean lap from Gaffo. Very few mistakes, maybe just one going wide as you mentioned on the lap, but very good lap so far from Gaffo there, and I'm not sure as a benchmark whether a 38.2 is good. I haven't done a lot of practice myself, but might be or might not be, and it hasn't.
Question answered.
Yeah, there we go. There, yeah, that's the question answered exactly. A 37.6 from Nolan, as per usual. Nolan with a very good lap early on in qualifying.
Yeah, so we've already lost Shamrock, and only the 2 laps posted so far. I'd expect those times to come down another bit, but I think Nolan's is going to be a really hard banker to beat.
It is.
K Flemo in with a 37.9, yeah.
So K Flemo, it's the usual 2 suspects up there at the top, K Flemo and Nolan. I'm sure Bluefoot will be moving his way up there soon enough.
Ken Master spinning at the last corner.
Okay.
So he's still in qualifying. He spun round, and very impressive 48.7 for Glenn Mack there.
Just 1 lap time out there I'd fancy myself to beat, it's that one. Although it'd be nip and tuck. Jono just pointing out in the yeah, Jono just pointing out in the chat there that Shamrock has a quali ban, so that's his reason for retiring. Glenn has to be careful not to block the pit entry here. No, he's okay.
So we have Mayo Man, or Rory Drain I should say, closer to the line, and Mayo Man shortly behind him. Rory Drain now coming across the final corner, looking not shot with a 5-place grid penalty. Rory Drain, an impressive 38.9 in 7th place at the moment, coming up from tier 4. And we have Mayo Man, he's going to be crossing the line. It's a 39.1 for Mayo Man, putting him in 11th so far. So, 3 drivers without laps, not including Shamrock with a quali ban. The Fawns and Alex both on out laps currently. Fawns going to go on a lap, so everyone has completed a lap except for these 3, so it's surprising. To say the least, you know, it's very easy to invalidate on a track like this, very easy to hit a wall. They've done it. They've got a very good laps for themselves, and one especially being Nolan. Nolan with a 37.6. It's going to be quite a hard one to beat for a lot of the drivers here.
Yeah, Bluefoot and Darver going up there as well. They've qualified so far well this season, and again P4 and P5 at the moment. And Alex on his hot lap just starting, he had his first outing obviously in Hungary and finished P5 off the top of my head, so be interesting to see now. He'll be a bit more relaxed second time around. What can he do this week, and how much has he been practicing?
So the Fawns now coming up to, ooh, I think he clips the wall a little bit there, the Fawns. I think he got away with any wing damage. Let's see if he can. Ooh, very wide then around that hairpin. Can be a very tricky track, and I'm sure my lap won't be any cleaner on Tuesday than this one. But, I'm sure you're in the same boat as well, Cav.
Oh, for sure. I'll be glad just to get to the end of it, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Ooh, the Fawn's very wobbly on his lap here, just trying to keep it out of the walls, trying to just get some sort of a lap on the board. This might put him maybe just ahead of Mayo Man, possibly his teammate for tonight. Fawns coming across the last corner here, crossing the line, nearly invalidating, and it's a better lap than we thought. It's a 38.5. So definitely a lot of time in there from the Fawns for sure.
Yeah, the Fawns an unusual one, racing in LOI a long time, has certainly got the pace to be right at the front of this grid, but doesn't always work out that way from week to week. We've got a few drivers coming out now to start their second set of out laps, so there'll be improvements cited, and people will be pushing closer and closer to these Singapore walls.
What was interesting there, I just was on board with Alex there. He used up all his deployment of his ERS before the last 3 corners.
Wow.
Oh, that's JT gone round and out now. Yeah, I think the ERS seems to be running out quite early on this track. I think you might need to toggle it on and off sometimes during some of the corners, which might hamper some lads' laps, having to turn it on and off. But yeah, it's an interesting one now. It'll be tricky for the lads to manage.
Yeah, so Nolan still with a healthy lead, 3/10 over Flemo from those first laps. Neither have come back out just yet. Obviously a long out lap around here, so your second runs will need to start shortly if you're going to do 3.
Yeah, being very long track. I think it's second to Belgium, which is on the calendar. I think it's actually next, is it?
It is, yeah. And actually, I think Baku's longer, isn't it?
Is Baku longer?
I think so.
So, hello to everyone in the chat. We obviously have Dylan, Jano, Daniel saying hi as well. Good to see all the lads back. Let's see now.
For a very long
Gaffo.
week.
Yeah. A few others can start posting, as most have started their hot laps.
Gaffo now coming across the line. What can he get? Is he just starting his lap? I think
He's
there,
just
yeah.
starting.
Yeah.
Just
I think
kicking
it's
off,
Car-
yeah.
I think it's Carl who's on first on the lap, yeah.
Carl, only man on track who hasn't retired on a lap, or who hasn't set a lap. So very wide.
Ooh,
nearly
wobbly on the exit, yeah.
there, yeah.
And again, not too far from being out of deployment. Setup
Yeah.
here, obviously, usually very high downforce, often maximum wing been ran, or Jared Boots.
Maximum wing or close to it, yeah, exactly. And it's going to be hard to overtake unless you have a few ticks of the wing downwards, and he's just about managed to get through there without spinning. Very, very quick on the accelerator. And Carl now, a dodgy looking lap in the last sector, but what can he get for himself here coming across the line? Carl. And not a bad one with a 39 flat.
Yeah.
And then the gap's not looking too huge. Oh, we won't watch that. Oh, Carl.
Creative track limits, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like probably my hot lap that you'll see on Wednesday. That's the line I generally take through there, but not to be recommended. So who else is next across the line? We have
Darver.
Yeah.
Darver now. Darver, who hasn't really been on form with consistency this season. Let's see if he can prove us wrong tonight. Puts the corner nicely. Coming across the line, Darver very close.
Wow.
2K Flemo
to
just about overtaking him.
27s.
37.9. Third driver into 37s. So I wonder how many we'll have tonight in 37s. I'd say close to maybe 5 or 6 possibly.
Bluefoot is carrying a few tenths in his pocket coming into sector 3 as well, so how close can he get as Glenn Mack goes up into 5th on a 38.2, and DK Phone, oh yeah, 38.1. Good effort from DK.
Here we are, Bluefoot. He hasn't run out of deployment just yet. He will towards the end of the lap now as he does, crossing the line. And no one can manage to beat Nolan's banker lap just yet. It is a 37.7, the fourth driver into the 37s now.
Yeah. So on the force runs, K Flemmo is closest to him. He is currently up in sector 2, but let's see now, he's down. So 1.5 tenths, he's not improving.
He may have had a lot of time to gain this third sector, you never know. He needs to gain only a tiny bit of time to... Ooh, clips the wall.
Catches the wall, absolutely.
Yeah, and he goes a little bit wide
this
through
lap
here.
over.
That may have given him a little bit of wing damage.
Yeah, I'd expect to see him abort this effort.
Yeah.
Straight into the pits, you would think.
And it is
Absolutely.
Yeah, from K Flemo. Unfortunate for him. Still gets another run though.
Yep, still time for drivers to get themselves out. We've got Chiga in sector 1 at the moment. He is on his way now to the split.
His lap, I think.
Has he just finished? He has.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Good stuff by Kachiga. He's expected to be a lot further up that grid though.
Oh, Aston Martin have jumped into P3, 37.8.
JT sneaking up there, yeah.
Yeah, second lap as well on those tyres, I believe.
Impressive with an old set of softs, especially on track like this. The softs would only go for about
Mayo
maybe
starting
3 or
up.
4 laps.
Yeah, so Mailman stepping up to reserve from tier 4, looking to get that practice in.
Yes, indeed. Looking like a clean sector 1 so far. Man coming onto the longest straight on the track, where we'll see most overtakes, as you said earlier, Cav. I think we're definitely just seeing some dive bombs through here from a certain few people.
Oh yeah. And he's a
Did you
10th
name
up.
that certain someone?
No.
We'll find out. Yeah, man, taking the track very nicely.
Tidy lap from Mayo so far.
39.1 for him to beat to get a faster lap than last time round. And coming close to the end of Sector 2, going into Sector 3. We have to see how much he is up on his time.
Very smooth from Mayo.
Yeah,
Nice driving style, suited to this track, I guess.
And 4/10 up on his time is Mayo, man, so looking to jump a few people here. And possibly a bit more time to gain the last sector as well. Could put him up possibly into the top 10, possibly, if he gets a good Sector 3. Slight little bit wide through the tunnel there. Sector 3 isn't really Mayo Man's friend, it seems, but he's gonna coming up now to the final corner. And across the line, Mayo Man, what can he get for himself? And ooh, he lost a lot of time in that last sector. He only beat it by 100 of a second.
100, yeah.
He just went deep into 16. That was the problem there. Missed the apex by a mile.
Yeah, it cost them massively. So we have a Ferrari in the pit lane. Lots of drivers just on their way out now at the moment, and they'll all be starting their out laps, battling for a bit of space to set a fast time.
So Fons now, he's going to be starting his lap, so there'll be a few people starting their laps quite early for a last lap, but some people like to get it out of the way. Alex will want to get out of the way there after this line.
So all but 2 drivers on track at the moment. It is busy out there.
On the 10th down. I wonder will he consider abandoning this one.
Gaffo has just started his out lap, so he's going to be under pressure to get around.
Yeah, he's gonna have to race around,
Back there.
getting across the line very last second. As Blue Gunner's lap isn't looking too bad here. He's going into Sector 3. He is 6/10 up on his previous time. So it could bump him up a few positions depending on how much time he has to gain the final sector. Blue Gunner, the Red Bull coming around. Ooh, he's just missed the curve completely there. It seems to be, oh yeah, Sector 3 is a nice sector for a lot of the people here. It's Blue Gunner surely lost a good bit of time there, possibly might pit here. No, still gaining a little bit of time. Blue Gunner on a 39.4 at the moment. And a 38.9, so he had a lot of time to lose there in that final sector, which he did.
Oh, Alex spun. That's corner.
Just
Yeah,
at the last
that
corner.
could cause
Alex.
trouble. Careful, Alex.
Yeah, he's gotten out of the way, he's reversed out of the way, fair play to him. Hopefully he doesn't park there for too long, so we get the disqualified. So,
30 seconds on the clock now. Lots of drivers just making their way across the start finish line to kick off the last lap. We have only one man in the pits, which is Mayo.
yeah, knew that would happen. There's Alex out. Couldn't have done anything really. Not enough time for another go around. And that
So
is
Gaffo makes it.
Alex. So no, yeah,
Does JT make it?
He was.
He makes it with 1
Jeez.
second to spare. That is
time into a
finesse.
T.
Aye,
And
the
he
race
validates.
engineer
Oh
deserves
no!
a medal, but the driver doesn't, and he spins as
around.
well. He won't get in anyone's way at least. So all the heavies are on track.
Indeed,
Femo missed the line.
It'll be a fight now for pole position.
Yeah.
Yeah, Femo has missed the line. Darver just down on his previous time. Going into Sector 2 now to Sector 3. Let's see if he's going to be able to be up on his time. I told you the Mercedes going to cross the line. It's just down
Jory
the slope
Drown.
still.
DKF1 is also 2.5 tenths up in Sector 2, so he's going to go closer to the top 5. And Bluefoot's 2 tenths up as well.
DK just slightly wobbly through the tunnel. He's over
So
the curve.
Bluefoot to the line. Can he steal it? He
And he does! Provisional pole for Bluefoot at 37.4 for him. Nolan will be having a look at that now. He's just in sector 3. Can he beat his time by 2 tenths?
Wow.
Coming across now this final corner, I have a feeling he is, with 4 tenths up. Nolan crossing the line, and it is a whopper lap from Nolan, 37.1.
Wow.
And there is no one now to beat him unless
Gaffo to the line at 27.7.
Very good lap from Gaffo, but pole position
Goes
from
on
Nolan.
to row 2. Yeah.
Very good lap from Nolan with 37.7. And that is that from qualifying. It's JT crashes the car. Doesn't matter.
Dylan wants blue gunner mediums. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll see that. The people will get what they want. As we wait on the last Ferrari to be rolled into the garage.
So, qualifying over now. And I would have said that would be to be expected there with Nolan being so high up and Bluefoot of course being there as well. So, why don't you take us down the qualifying grid?
So we have LOI Nolan, not for the first time this season, on pole position. Bluefoot, championship leader, close to in P2. We have Gaffo in P3 with a late hot lap. JT in P4, he'll be disappointed after invalidating his last effort. Darver in P5 and Flemmo keeping up the routine in P6. We have Aaron Sully in P7, DK Phone in 8th. We have Lucky Nutshot in 9th, Glenn Mack up in 10th. The Fawns right behind him in 11th. Kachiga improving to 12th at the end. Rory Drain in 13th, Carl in 14th, Blue in 15th, Mayo only in 16th, Dark Mayhem down at the back in 17th, Shamrock with his quali ban in 18th, and then Alex, as a result of a DSQ, ends up right at the back.
So that's that for qualifying. Colin, what do you make of that? Was that to be expected?
I think the top two was. I think what's also going to hurt AlphaTauri here is Lucky Nutshot has a 5-place grid drop, and around certain tracks that isn't that you can get away with it, but around this track I think is a very, very difficult one to get away with it. So I think he's a little bit on the back foot now because of that. Someone's ready up straight away.
Lovely.
Lovely.
The one thing you don't want, and that's we all agree on. But yeah, the top two being there, but I think everyone saw that track evolution is key. I think being there on track at the very end is what is the key here. I think setting laps early was risky for like the Fawns, and it didn't pay off for him. But you know, it's a long race now ahead, so let's see what people do strategically.
Yeah, and we do already have a prediction in, which is Dylan. Colin, do you have a prediction for yourself?
Well, interesting tyre selection then. From the front view we have a bit of a mix, which is interesting. So mix of hards and mediums, so that should be fascinating to see how that pans out. But if I had to pick now, to me I think the top two are in a league of their own. So I would go Nolan and Bluefoot as the top two, and I'll go for surprise. I'll go for DKF1 on the podium.
Oh, nice.
P3.
So yeah, I think that's a fairly good prediction there. I'd like to put Darver up there in that P3 spot. I think he's going to come back. Cav, anything from yourself?
I think this is a track where you really do see the consistent drivers come to the fore. I'm going to go outlandish and say that Kachiga and Rory Drain will get right up there in the top 5.
Okay, top 5, yeah. Yeah, Kachiga definitely would, if he doesn't get any penalties, if he stays out of harm's way, as he usually does, I think we can definitely see him up there.
Not around here, but yeah, usually.
Yeah, sometimes. But, yeah, so, coming around now into the final sector just about.
Gaffo's at a spin, is he? Yeah, Gaffo's trying to make his way through the field.
He's out of position now, right? Yeah, if this was the real F1, he'd have to get his positions back by the safety car line, but he is going to be okay. He will retake his position. If anything, it'll help him warm the tyres.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, he's already back where he belongs. And that's not what you want on a formation lap when you're trying to build confidence.
No, not at all. So yeah, as you said, Colin is very interesting with the tyre choices. I wouldn't know what would be the best choice to start on. It seems to be hards are more favoured by the drivers here. But I'm sure we'll find out, and I'll be taking notes, and I'm sure you will be as well, Cav.
Always.
On what tyres will be the best suited for us. But anyway, here we go. Nolan lining up on the grid in first place with Bluefoot very close to the back from there.
Yeah.
Definitely around the back of Bluefoot as well.
Yeah, obviously they shouldn't be able to make contact at this stage, but still giving us heart attacks. And
a few burnouts is Nolan getting those tyres nice and warm for the start.
Short run to turn 1, so the harder compound shouldn't lose out as much as other tracks, but still, can any of the medium runners make a big jump?
Look at Nolan, and look at the two cars in the front row pointing towards each other.
They are ready to geo.
So we have the lights glitch as per usual. We have the revs going now. And the lights are blank, the cars are moving, we are a go in Singapore. It's not a great start from Bluefoot, losing out a good few positions there. As he's going back through the inside of Gaffo, and a little bit of contact in the back as well. Gaffo just about gets ahead of Bluefoot on those hards. And a bit of ghosting here as well from Darvra as JT just goes through. And K Flemo making up a position as well, going side by side around the outside of JT here. Can the Red Bull make it on the Aston Martins? A very good move, and he's spun round. The two of them are spun round. It's the Red Bull and the Aston Martin down at the back of the grid. Or up the back of the track, I should say. And that is unfortunate for those two there, as Carl and Kachika are having a little battle here as Kachika goes through the inside of DK here, and there's another Mercedes going through the inside of two cars. His teammate and Carl there, so a good move from him. And a lot of contact in the front there. I don't know what's happening. I think Darver might have been kicked out of the session as he's being spun round. And
contact, yeah.
I think he's still in the session, he is, but that is him spun round. A lot of carnage off the start here. Williams nearly into the back of Mayo Man there. It's Shamrock and Rory Drain and the AlphaTauri. Carl having a little bit of a fight here through the bridge, and it's a lone Mayo Man going through the inside.
A little bit of contact as well. This is messy lap 1.
It is a very messy lap 1 indeed. Rory Drain just about managed to get ahead of Mayo Man. It's all happening here at the back, and it's a. Ooh. There's a. There's a Haas going alongside Blue Gunner here. A lot is happening all at once. Lucky nutshot.
Darver's had another incident.
Darver, yeah.
So he's had a shocking lap 1. Him, JT and K Flemo all dropping more than 10 positions so far.
Sully pits.
And Aaron Sully must have had a bit of damage off the start. Goes into the pits. And he hits the line too early. Breaks too early. Oh, and that's Shamrock, he's out. Is that's not in the pits, and it is
and that's a safety car. That's a full safety car.
Is it a full? Oh,
yeah,
it is a full
it's out on the track.
There,
it's not picked up the leader, so this is going to be a little bit messy. And for Aaron Sully, this is absolutely worked out a treat if he can get by that safety car quick. Of course, they'll all be running to Delta for the first laps, so he'll make the big gains.
Back into play.
So I would imagine all the cars will stay out. I don't think anybody will be pitting this early. Having quite a messy lap 1 there. Was there anything we didn't notice there, Colin, that you were seeing?
The two McLarens actually came together. That's why Darver spun.
Right.
Picked that up on the lap. And the two Mercedes nearly came together as well. Rory and DK nearly came together, so interesting there. But also now, a lot of cars under fuel, so with safety cars you shouldn't run out of fuel, which is very important to know.
Oh, and the AlphaTauri spun. It's Bluefoot, he spun under the safety car. He's lost a position. Oh no, Glenn Max giving it back. He just about managed to keep it from a full spin, so he's going to take that position back.
Doesn't look like he's damaged either.
Very lucky, I think he might have tipped the wall a little bit, but I don't think it's any major damage. That is definitely a scary one for Bluefoot for sure. Who hasn't had the greatest starts, but of course him being on the harder compound attire. So I think one to mention, or three to mention, being Glenmac, DeFons and Kachika, all made up 5 positions off the start, and Glenmac looking very well on those hard tyres in 4th position at the moment.
Yeah, a long way to go, but obviously this suits the hard runners more than anybody. And we'll see now for the likes of Bluefoot and Glen Mac. Can they hang on to Gaffo and Nolan off these restarts? How much of a gap can the lads forge for themselves? Because they need to get a move on once we get going again.
It's JT after a great qualifying. He is into the pits. Must have had some damage on him, I wonder. And it is a wing change for JT. Aston Martin. It's unfortunate for him. He has lost a lot of positions. 13 to be exact, along with Darver, who's also lost 13. So, two lads having a nightmare.
Yeah, so this is the most, I'd say, vintage top 10 we've seen in quite a long time. The likes of the Fonz, Kachiga, DKF1, Rory Drain, Mayo, all lads that have been around a long time. Obviously Glen Mac as well, and LOI Nolan, albeit under his new alias. And I tell you what, he's gained an awful lot of pace since he left King Papa behind and swapped to LOI Nolan. I wonder, do I need to put the old LOI in front of my own username? Will that get me an extra 5/10 a lap? Because for Nolan it certainly has. That's where we're going wrong, Josh.
Call yourself LOI Fuel Stave.
I'll need more than that.
I'm gonna call Josh LOI Junk Chow.
Oh wow.
I'm not going to pretend I know what that is, but
do you not know what it is?
no.
Clearly not, he spun there.
Yeah, he clearly
needs to
doesn't
do a
want
bit
to know.
more analysis.
He really doesn't want to know. It's
Oh, right,
12,
yeah.
12 in Brazil.
So I think, was that a bit of technical difficulties with Colin there? I think Colin's going to have to leave there.
Yeah. That's all we have from Colin today, folks.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Colin. You can mute your mic for the rest now.
Bad memories for Josh.
Yeah, not great memories. And I'd rather keep them as memories than try and forget about them. But
well, put it this way, Josh. At least you're in contention for a title. That's more than the rest of us can say. So, at least you're in the position to lose it.
Yeah, at least, at the very least. Anyway,
absolute scant consolation. But there you go. Funny guy with the Kachiga podium prediction. Obviously, it's all well and good now after lap 4. Some of us did predict certain things pre-race, you know, but however, funny guy, you might throw a prediction in after lap 31 and see what you think. But however, my Red Bull teammate on fire. Similar to his rear tyres, which usually are the same.
So we have, safety car should be in this lap. Hopefully, this is one of many. Hopefully not 7. It is lap 4. Hopefully get back racing lap 5.
Of course, Colin, you wouldn't be aware of what happens on a Magical 7 safety car, would you?
He didn't watch
I am
it
aware of it
Hungary,
actually. So.
Yeah.
This was our Hungary discovery. So he obviously seen a little bit of Hungary as much as he pretends he doesn't watch. But Josh's commitment to the fans is that after a 7 safety car, of course, he is going to give us an old karaoke blast.
Of course, do put your song suggestions into the chat. We did have one last week, but it wasn't very good, so we're going to take another one. So do get them in. 7 safety cars is an awful lot. And let's hope it never happens, but if it
certainly
does,
not at Singapore. I mean, we all have jobs to go to in the morning, and this is a long lap, even at racing speed. So,
hopefully, Super Bowl to watch later.
True as well. But our sporting events are available in the interest of balance.
Well, of course, we all want to stay here, though, obviously.
Of course, and hopefully we get back underway. We will get back underway this lap. Safety car in, so Nolan will take over control of the pace here.
Yes, and we have an interesting suggestion by Rando there. It seems to be his favourite song. He jams out to before races.
Absolutely. Or during.
Or a bit of both, maybe after as well.
Through the middle of a scary, potentially, but however, that's a different issue.
Anyway, we have Nolan now. Of course, he has the control of the pace. He's going to try and catch Gaffo off guard as much as he can, and the two of them will try and hopefully work together in their own interest to get a good gap between them and Bluefoot. Bluefoot, of course, being on those lap old.
We have a penalty for Carl. He's after having contact with DK.
Here we go. We're going already. Nolan, he is gone. Gaffo has been caught napping a little bit. He's 5/10 behind him. Hasn't gotten a terrible restart. Looking further down the grid, nobody has really gotten a horrible one compared to each other. Glenn Mack has gotten a good one, just on the back of Bluefoot here, so it'd be great for him to be able to get past Bluefoot and get that track position. There's a little bit of a fight here between Gaffo and Nolan. Great traction out of the exit for Gaffo. Can he throw it around the outside of Nolan here? Nolan breaks late, going for a switchback indeed. No DRS just yet. We have to wait for a few laps after the safety car. He's going to be using the DRS. Will he go for a dive? Nolan's covering off the inside. Round the outside, Gaffo. Nolan breaks very late. Another switchback attempt from Gaffo. Maybe dive through the inside here. He half dives it. And Nolan just about stays ahead. That's good defending from Nolan. Good battling from the lads, leaving each other just enough space.
Yeah, great racing from the two lads. Just while we were watching that, Dark Mayhem had a spin at the back, so he's dropped right to the back of the field now on the hard tires. But yeah, Bluefoot so far hanging on to the two lads. See now as their mediums warm up that little bit quicker, will they start to build a gap? But staying inside.
Oh, here we go, Gaffo around the outside once again on Nolan. He wants this move done. They're going to hang it around the outside here. He's going to still try and be there. Nolan just gives him enough room. Gaffo still there. Nolan through the inside. Gaffo's holding it around the outside once again. This is great battling, leaving just enough space. He's ridden the curbs just a little bit. Still side by side. Not a great corner for it. A lot of contact, and he's hit the wall as well. And they're still side by side. Surprisingly still side by side here, and only minimum contact for the most part, and that is a fantastic overtake and fantastic racing by Gaffo and Nolan. Now this is allowed Bluefoot just behind Nolan here.
Sitting behind with the best view in the house.
Will he go for an overtake through the inside of turn one? No, Nolan's going to stay ahead. He has those grippier tyres.
He's had a mistake, and Glenn Mack's right on the back of Bluefoot now.
Glenn Mack didn't get the exit he wanted, but
no, the Fonz is on the outside of him now.
On those softer tyres, and a switch back by the Fonz here, and it's a great move by the Fonz. But is Glenn Mack going to have the straight line speed to beat the Fonz to the next corner? No, the Fonz is straight by him, and great overtake by the Fonz there. Good switchback.
Yeah, needed to get it done on those mediums. So can he now take Bluefoot? We'll see. Oh, gets out of shape.
Yeah. DK, oh, Kachiga's gone round. I wonder if it's a little bit of contact with anybody. I think he's gone round the zone.
Oh, by himself.
Yeah.
So Glenn Mack now, just still following the back of the Fonz here. Ooh, I think a little contact with the wall there, the Fonz. Only his back tyre, shouldn't be any damage, and he's very squarely off the exit once again, the Fonz. And Nolan staying close to the back of Gaffo here. These lads are going to be fighting till the end, I imagine. Both on the medium tyres. I think it's in their best interest to try and work together and get ahead of Bluefoot. Get a good gap going so he can't come at them when those tyres start to fall off.
Yeah, so top 5 all within a second of each other. Big gap then back to DK Phone, sitting in P6 with his teammate close behind.
Oh, it's a spin from Nolan! And he's gone round in the last sector, and that is going to destroy his race and destroy his chances at a win. And that's a very dodgy reset to track. Well, not a reset, but getting back onto track. As Gaffo now breathes a sigh of relief. DRS is enabled, and Bluefoot is not in that DRS detection zone, where he's not in that 1 second range, but the Fawn's just about in that 1 second range of Bluefoot. And he has gotten it. Can Glenn Mack get it? I don't think. No, he hasn't got it. Glenn Mack just in that 1 second range now, but it's too late. He's gone past the detection zone. He's going to have to use some of his ERS. But he doesn't have any trouble from behind him, so he's going to be okay for now.
Yeah, so some moves starting to be looked at down the field as the main pack comes into the DRS zone. Aaron Sully right in the back of Nolan, who's still trying to bring his tyre attempts down, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and Nolan goes very wide, hits the wall a little bit as well. Can this allow Aaron Sully to have a little move on him here? A little bit of contact with Aaron Sully. Nolan seems to be
JT's up the inside of one and possibly two of them.
He is indeed.
He has Aaron.
Has he got
Aaron tries to hang it around the outside, and that's going to be a mistake on those
it's a safety car. I wonder who brought that out.
Interesting.
I don't know who brought that safety car out.
Blue Gunner.
Blue Gunner? Where the Blue
Gunner's got no wing over the bridge, I think.
Oh. So damage is... Oh, great. So the wing damage has brought out the safety car.
I just also got other information. Gaffo hit the wall just before LOI Nolan spun.
Oh wow.
So we'll see if he pits now. He might have front wing damage. Let's see what he does now.
It's going very slowly. I don't think he's going to
Yeah,
go.
in he goes.
Pitting, he's coming in.
I wonder if that's for.
Stays out.
I wonder if that's for a wing replacement. Though. I think he's just going in for his stop. An early
Wow.
stop.
Yeah.
for safety
One of those
car.
hard tires though.
DK's after getting a DT. That's a disaster for him.
No. And is it a
No,
wing
it's no
replacement?
damage.
No wing replacement, so he's just going in for his stop a little bit earlier.
He could still have damage, just may not have chosen to replace the front wing.
No.
Easily missed this year as well. Mayo Man's gone in for Hertz.
That's coming in the pit lane.
So the Fonz in second place at the moment, but not looking better off than the rest of the lads on those hards. He's still out on those mediums. He's going to have to pit quite soon, although he hasn't had a lot of racing laps on those mediums, so they'll still be fresh enough.
Yeah. Telemetry tells me that there was contact between Blue Gunner and Nolan coming into the pits, so I think that's what's given Nolan the 5.
So yeah, DK in a good position, but that's going to kill his race. That drive through just wasn't watching his delta, must have been. So that's very unfortunate for him.
So with everything all settled down, and this has been the story of the championship so far, Bluefoot somehow ends up right in P1 with none of his real rivals around him.
What will be interesting to see here is how Gaffo gets through from P11. Because he's the first one really that theoretically doesn't have to stop again.
It's going to be tough for him though, because he doesn't hold much of an advantage on those fresh hards. You know, those
Yeah.
hards on the cars in front haven't done a huge amount of racing laps.
Yeah, his biggest issues I think are going to be the lad on the mediums in front, JT and Davra, because I think both of them are going to go medium from here, so they won't be on the hard here, so that'll be a bit of an advantage if they get a good safety car later.
It'd definitely be an interesting one strategy-wise, as Gaffo has the tyre advantage slightly, but I don't think he's going to be able to make a move in a DRS train, unless there's mistakes ahead which he can capitalise on. But so far, Bluefoot, Glenn Mack, and the likes on the hards at the moment looking nice so far.
Yeah.
From hard to medium.
So we should note that safety car 2 is 7 for Barbie Girl from Joshinator. And from Mushroom's question, no chance of rain, unfortunately. 22% after 60 minutes, and if I'm still here in 60 minutes, my goodness, I'll have bigger issues in this race.
I think we can count our lucky stars that it's not raining today. We'd be here all night. I think we'd be here past midnight with rain and a load of safety cars. So
Just had a rumour there it could be raining on Wednesday night.
Wouldn't surprise me. It's raining every other Wednesday, apparently.
It was tried out. It was tried this Wednesday. Unfortunately, there was no race, so
It's a shame.
it's a bit of an issue that.
It's a shame. It's the only one that turned up Wednesday and I still didn't win, so what does that say? How and ever. And Rando's away Wednesday, so it won't be raining apparently. Rest of the grid is also safe, which is good to know.
So let's hope the safety car will be in this lap. I imagine it'll stay out for maybe another one.
Yeah,
Should be in this lap. Two lads should catch it.
hopefully.
Be in this lap. We can all pray. We can get this race back underway, and whoever else causes another safety car, it'll be a race ban. So that's what's going to happen. Because we don't want any more safety cars. Thank you very much.
Red car of Colin B out front, very slow. Look at him. There he is.
Same colour as your car as well.
Driving the safety car. Look at him.
Tell you what though, textbook staying on that racing line. You don't see that out of Colin B, I know.
Oh, you don't. Absolutely not. There's a thing called a barrier. That's something I'm really good at. That safety car's in this lap.
It is indeed. So Bluefoot is going to be taking us on a restart here. And he's quite close to the safety car.
Yeah,
Slowing
we've
it up
seen
as much
this,
as
I think,
usual.
under his Mexican restart, I think it was, and he was quite close to the safety car as well, so
To follow it
important to
in.
give yourself that gap so you have options.
Safety car going into the pit lane now. Bluefoot is going to be getting underway. Can the Fonz catch him?
He's driving in a straight line, Fonzie. He's going for a Kimi Räikkönen restart, and he's
Oh!
right on the back, but with a snap.
Jesus!
He has to get off the throttle, my goodness.
It's all or nothing there for the Fonz. Didn't work out for him. But Rory Drain very close to the back of his teammate here. Ooh, who does have a drive-through penalty to serve. And now two Hasses right behind each other, and one of them being Lucky Nutshot right behind the back of Rory Drain. Let's see if he'll be able to get a move on him here. He seems to have good straight line speed, Rory Drain, so he's going to stay ahead for now. Is Glenn Mack very close to the back of the Fonz here, hoping to make a move as soon as he possibly can to get on the back of Bluefoot now.
And we've JT side by side here with Darver. JT getting out of shape a couple of times,
nice
and Gaffo having a
switchback
look right
there.
behind on those fresh hards.
He is indeed. It's important for Gaffo to get past here. He's going to be trying to break a little bit later, and it's very wobbly there from
Darver's
Darver as he
gone
goes wide.
Yeah,
Gaffo.
he's lost that one.
Yeah, Gaffo's through now, and Kachiga right behind him, held him up just a little bit there. And that's another position for Gaffo gained. He's going to try and get a good exit here. Very nice line to get an overtake. He gets a good exit, but the straight line speed of JT can't manage to get past him here.
Yeah, so good progress from Darver. 2 on this lap alone. Got Kachiga into turn 1. Darver in sector 2, so he'll be happy with that. Just needs to buy this time now. And look after those hard tyres if he wants to win this race.
And remember, DK has his drive-through.
He does indeed, so that's another position gained for Gaffo. So it's looking good for Gaffo at the moment. He's looking very quick. That mid
DK
pack.
should serve this, and he does get it out of the way early. Chances of a towards safety car are high.
Very unfortunate for him. And it's a good exit by Gaffo here. He's right in the back of JT. Could this be another move for Gaffo? And he's gonna stay behind him. He's not gonna go for a dive here. Too dangerous for him. And he's spun round.
JT's around.
And it was a good decision by Gaffo not to go for the overtake, because he's gotten it done after a spin from JT. And I think it's a bit of damage from him as well. I think I heard a clatter on the barrier.
Yeah, heavy contact with the pit exit wall there. So
That is JT gone round, and another position for Gaffo. Gaffo looking very good at the moment. Got P7 and not having to hit again. He'll be
JT's
hoping
missing
for
his
another
right end plate, so that
Yeah.
is severe damage for him. Carl and Aaron going side by side as well. Aaron getting the better of him at this point in time.
And another Carl right behind Nolan here. Oh, we have Alex and Gaffo. Gaffo has gotten the move done in an unusual spot, but he gets it done into 6th position. Gaffo really having a good race today.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying. Or rapid, as Serious Mushroom says in the chat. He is absolutely a man on a mission.
Darver now going through the inside of Alex through a tricky turn, goes into the dipped curb in there. Still side by side, just about through the inside. Can he make this work? Darver still getting his wing there, a little bit of contact. And Darver is still in that P8. Alex just about hanging on to it.
Good defense
P7.
from
Oh, and a
Alex.
big lock up from
Darver's locked
Darver.
up. Wow.
And he has to go off into the runoff there. And and he's struggling there. We won't watch that. He's like a fish flopping on land, but that's unfortunate for Darver.
That is some flish.
Flish, that's a great flish, that, honestly.
Oh my god, someone clip that. But yeah, he did look slightly like a bit of a magic carpet there, trying to turn his car around. But he is going again, which is good, or a flish.
Yeah. So, Gaffo now into that DRS zone of Lucky Nutshot, and it's another yellow flag. And I think it's Carl and Dark Mayhem gone round. No, Dark Mayhem's into the... I know, both of them are gone round, I think. And the Fonz. Oh, the Fonz and Glenn Mack. Glenn Mack just about gets the move done. Into P2 he goes, just about. And the Fonz nearly loses the car. Keeps on the track though, as Bluefoot has a nice gap of 2 seconds. Glenn Mack wants to try and close up.
Yep, so Bluefoot half a second quicker than Glenn last time around, but of course Glenn sitting behind the Fonz would have been losing time, so let's see what the relative pace is now as they cross the line this time.
Gaffo now, very wide. doesn't set himself up very nicely there for an overtake. Gaffo has the DRS, of course, on Lucky Nutshot ahead of him.
Yeah,
Also
and
has it
Lucky
on-
obviously having it on Rory Drain, helping him for now, but it'll be really important for Lucky to stay within 1 second of Rory, or he'll be a lamb to the slaughter.
Yeah, Rory Drain at the moment doesn't have the DRS as of yet. He might get it before the final corner, but Gaffo very close to the back of Lucky here, and Lucky going slightly deep through this section of corners. Gaffo could be looking at a move if he gets a good exit out of the final corner, which he does. Lucky gets a good one as well. Will it be good enough for Gaffo? Still too far behind, both on similar ERS, minus 10%. So Gaffo going to try and use that to his advantage.
Blue Gunner in P12 hitting in the fastest lap so far. Blue and those mediums working in tandem.
Once again, as
Far
Rory
now.
Drain has caught up a lot to Defons. Defons had a big mistake. He's lost 2.5 seconds to the car ahead as we have Gaffo just behind Lucky Nutshot, going side by side here. Gaffo around the outside. Lucky Nutshot backs out of it. Smart move by Lucky there.
So Gaffo's made incredible progress. P5 already.
He has indeed.
He's
Gaffo
in a great position
super
and more
pace.
DRS in
And
front of him.
Kachiga and Mayo Man having a bit of a battle here. Kachiga comes better off as it nearly hits the back of Alex. But now we have Gaffo on the back of Rory Drain. Rory does have, seems to be a pace advantage on the Fonz. It's a yellow flag.
Is that
And
Glenn, is it?
I think that's a lot of cars piled up there,
Safety
and that's
car.
a safety
Safety
car.
And it's Glenn Mack.
So
That's cost him.
this isn't good for the hard runners. They're gonna have to stay out by the looks of things, unless they're gonna go. Actually, I think they could make 15 laps on the mediums, 15 off.
Very marginal. It'll be very, very marginal.
Yeah, it'll be
Absolutely.
very close. But with the safety car out now, it'll be interesting to see who pits. Colin, if you were in their shoes, would you be going in now? If you were a hard runner?
I would personally, from my own driving style, because I can make the tyre fast. But we'll see what these guys decide to do. Bluefoot doesn't, but Defons does. It's worked out pretty well for Defons. This actually. Oh,
Yeah.
he nearly
no.
overshoots the pit lane entry. Look at that.
Wow.
And that's, yeah, I wonder if he got a warning for
helped-
that as well.
It helped Gaffo big time. Because the gap, I was just about to say the gap between him and Bluefoot was 5.7 seconds. Now it's just just Rory Drain between the two.
So
Yeah, he's in
Fonz
great
going on
shape.
hard till the end. So yeah, Gaffo and even Mayo Man. Look at Mayo Man up in 4th position, going till the end.
Yep.
And Nolan back up there with his penalty.
Is that he's 5 seconds, hasn't he?
He does
So-
have 5
Yeah,
seconds.
it's 5 seconds for contact with Blue.
Can serve that, but I doubt he will at this point in time.
No, and that's brought Kay Flemo back into contention as well. Had obviously an early accident, but so far now he's back up towards the top, and he had good qualifying pace. So see how he does on the restart.
So it'll be
That's
interesting
number
to
3
see
for Josh.
now. Oh, what was that, sorry?
That's number 3 for you.
Number 3 indeed. Hopefully not many more than 3.
4 safety cars to Barbie Girl, and
Yeah.
I suppose we're not halfway yet in the race distance, so good chance here.
It's a very good chance, and I'm just looking at Lucky Nutshot here. He's on the mediums, and along with Kachiga and Alex and a few lads down further down. Will they be able to have some sort of an advantage over the hard runners here? Of course, the Fonz on new hards,
Yeah.
but if they can get an overtake done on the Fonz, they could be in for a good result. A few of them being from the back of the grid, of course.
Yeah, so Bluefoot and Rory now kind of caught in no man's land. When they do eventually pit, they're going to have an awful lot of work to do unless there's more safety cars to look after them. But it's also going to be interesting for the likes of Darver there in 15th. I mean, he is absolutely snookered, surrounded by a sea of medium runners. It's going to be a long time before those hards come to life with the Overk. Where on those mediums?
Safety cars either
Only
helping
thing
you
you
or
would.
not.
Sorry, I was just going to say the only thing you'd say is the mediums are marginal from here. So
Yeah.
when they get up towards about 50, 55, they are not good, not a good race tyre. So patience is required on from the hard compound tyres point of view from those
Yeah.
runners.
There will be a crossover point at some point in time,
I think the
depending on
Fonz
how
will-
many safety cars we get.
I think the Fonz are looking pretty good here, to be honest.
Well, aggressive on the
DK
tyre warming.
Pits then.
DK into the pits, so he's going to get off those
May,
old cards.
you may as well. Yeah, may as well. Remember also, the likes of the lads at the back can also go, potentially, if there is another safety car, to the soft tyre, if they have the tyre allocation available. It's also something to take into consideration.
Indeed.
Yeah, the timing of the 7 safety car is going to be really important here.
6 or 7 laps to go is possible to get on the soft tyre maybe.
So hopefully now safety car will go in this lap. I wonder if we'll stay out for another one or go in. I think depending on whether the lads behind will catch up, we could be in this
Should
lap.
catch.
Yeah, I think we're pretty
That
much
column B in the safety car is very slow, alright.
And if we were to take you out of that safety car, Colin, I assume would it be Gaffo's position you'd want to be in right now?
Absolutely. As of right now, absolutely, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Could we have a
Because-
Mayo Man podium for tier 4? Which is the big question here.
As we stand now, Nolan's 5-second penalty makes it a lot more comfortable for Gaffo, and Gaffo will know he has that penalty as well. That'll
Yeah.
also play into his hands. Right, everyone's caught up.
Should be in this lap, hopefully, and it is
Yep.
in this lap. Lovely. Safety car number 3 over and done with. And hopefully the
We
last
reached
one.
the halfway point.
Only one retirement though.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly,
Lost
only
him
one
early.
retirement, yeah.
Commiserations to Shamrock. I know he's a big fan of mine. I'll send you
biggest?
an autograph in the post, Shamrock. I wouldn't say biggest now, some very big fans up and down the grid, but he's up there. So let's see what Bluefoot can do in this
So-
restart. We've seen a few scary ones from a couple of drivers, including the Fons, who nearly lost it
Yeah.
last time.
So let's see now, Gaffo being behind Rory Drain, tier 4 driver. Will he try and go for a dive through turn 1? Rory Drain possibly with nothing to lose, so he might try and hold on to that position at all costs. Here we go now, Bluefoot going quite late here, and he's gone. Rory Drain doesn't get the best of restarts. Gaffo right behind him, he gets a pretty good one, but Mayo Man
Has a snap. He
Ooh,
had a
yeah,
snap on the
had it.
exit.
through the inside goes Nolan on Mayo Man here. Could be a good move from him, and doesn't leave Mayo Man just enough.
Oh, there's contact!
There's a lot of contact there, and there's contact in the back as well. I
comes
think
out
you're
of it
hearing a
okay.
clatter with the wall. It's Glenn Mack.
Glenn Mack, yeah.
I think JT was caught up in that as well. But Gaffo now just behind Rory Drain.
As the Fons gets overtaken by Lucky Nutshot.
He's always Lucky Nutshot making those new mediums work. That's Kachiga trying to make those new mediums work as well as he tries to have a look up the inside of the Fons. And now the Fons very close to the back of the Haas.
Oh, Kachiga gets a bump from Alex, and that's
Yeah.
not ideal. That caused a bit of a concertina for the back with Blue Gunner and Darver.
Carl a little bit out of shape. Lucky Nutshot right behind him. He's not going to make a move as of yet.
And Dark Mayhem up the inside of
Ooh, a little bit
Darver.
of
Good
contact
move from
there.
him there.
Lucky Nutshot out of shape again, and DK down at the back.
He's
Carl.
around.
Very wide Carl is. Lucky Nutshot followed him around as well as Gaffo very close to the back of Rory Drain. And Bluefoot just about trying to bridge a bit of a gap here between himself and Rory. We'll be hoping Rory can stay there for as long as possible to hold up Gaffo, who seems to be his main rival at the moment. Gaffo, can he go for a dive here? He's half sent it there. Trying to scare Rory Drain. Rory is not budging.
Dark Mayhem's hit the side of Alex, and he may have taken damage. Blue Gunner's cleared Alex, so a bit of a switch around in the midfield.
Very close now to the back of Gaffo. Gaffo will be hoping for a move sooner rather than later. Does have that 5-second penalty though. Ooh, Darver gone round once again. And it is not a good race once again for Darver, and Alex getting a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. Might that be a retirement? Ooh, a big snap from Nolan there. But it's allow Mayo Man to catch back up to him here. Gaffo doesn't seem to have the straight line speed compared to Rory here. Speed off on the straights.
Lucky Nutshot went deep, and the Fons has gotten him around the outside. Really nice move.
Very close between Carl and Flemo here. The battle of the Carls. Carl getting a little bit of a bad exit there. The Fonz right onto the back of him now.
The Fonz taking a lot of curb. Has to be careful.
Ooh, very deep goes the Fonz there, and he hits wall.
Oh,
And
Carl's gone
Carl's
around.
gone round.
He's lost it on power. Oh, he's put the throttle down too fast and the rear just came around on exit.
In a good position. That's Carl out now. Well, out of contention. So, I wonder if he got any damage there actually. I don't think so.
Just slightly clipped the wall, getting himself turned around there, but looks okay. Darver got onto the softs for
So Bluefoot having a comfortable lead at the moment, but again he still has to pit, and it'll drop him a lot of positions back. So Nolan, DRS now is enabled. Gaffo be looking at a move on Rory Drain as soon as he possibly can. He gets a good exit out of the first sequence of corners in the first sector. Can he get a good exit onto this first DRS straight? The longest straight on the track. Nolan gets another penalty, a 3-second penalty this time, and JT I think has gone round.
yeah,
Just
he's into the
at
pits.
The pit entrance, and it's a red light now for Rory Drain. He is derating. And JT is retired in the pits. Darver with a 3-second time penalty for his troubles.
So Gaffo doesn't need to rush this, he has plenty of time to make this work. Just needs to be cautious.
Yeah. Just wait for the lads ahead of him to go into the pits.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to rush anything at all.
So let's see what his temperament is like. He obviously has Nolan right behind him, but as Colin pointed out earlier, that 5-second penalty will give comfort to Gaffo.
And
So,
another
got
another
another 3, yeah. So he has
And
8
he's
at
at
the
three,
moment.
yeah.
So it'll be comfortable for him. For Gaffo. Gaffo doesn't particularly need to make this move, so he can stay behind him if it's any risk of his race. But it'd be preferable to get past him. Try and get a gap to Nolan and Mayo Man. Also K Flemo behind him. Very close now through sector 3. He seems to have high wings compared to Rory Drain. Seems to be running lower ones. One being fast throughout the corners, one being fast in the straights, as Rory Drain slightly wide off the last corner, off the exit. As I think Dark Mayhem has gone round, he has.
Yep.
Now, Gaffo's going to have to set him up as nicely as he can here. With Nolan right behind him as well. He's as close as he is to Rory Drain.
Who can get the best exit through 5?
Well, he once again gets a good exit, but he is derating. Will it be good enough? I think Gaffo has a great run on them here. Going for it through the inside, and it is going to be done before the braking zone. Good overtake by Gaffo. Very good patience.
Yeah, Nolan wasn't close enough to make that work as well, though. If he'd stayed right in the back of Gaffo, he might have snuck through, so he's going to be stuck now through the tighter section.
Oh, he nearly
hits
very
the
close
back
to
of
the back
Rory.
in there. Would have been nice. So, Nolan is going to try and have to make a move as soon as he can if he wants to get that overtake on Gaffo on track, although he does have a lot of penalties.
Yeah, and he's really in a bad position because even if he goes to box later in
Contact!
the
There is
race,
contact between
there is
Nolan.
contact.
I wonder if
Ooh,
there's
Mayo
any
hits
damage.
Nolan.
Oh no, Mayo Man.
Further contact as well.
K Flemo and Mayo Man going side by side. K Flemo on the inside, not preferable for him, but he brakes very nicely, very late. And now Mayo Man has his teammate. Oh, and Mayo Man collides with his teammate there. And his teammate's going back through the inside. He's not happy with him. He collided with the wall as well. I wonder if there's a bit of damage on the Fonz's car. Not nice for the Fonz at all, but very nice for K Flemo as he gets an overtake done on Mayo Man. A very nice one as well, braked nicely.
I imagine Mayo Man was focused on Flemo in front of him and didn't realise the Fonz
Yeah.
was there. You would hope so. You'd assume so. As Bluefoot pits.
Bluefoot
Okay.
has gone into the
Nolan's
pits
round.
now.
Nolan's round.
And Nolan, with his penalties, he has gone round off the final corner. The final corner has him gone. So this podium can be anybody's. Having a look at Kachiga here, in a great position on those softer tyres than the rest of the lads. The Fonz and Mayo Man once again now. Mayo Man around the outside, the Fonz through the inside trying to make it work. The Fonz gets the benefit of the DRS. Mayo Man
both have
has
it.
great straight line speed. Mayo Man also has it, yeah, you're right. Mayo Man through the inside now. He has a preferable inside line, and Mayo Man just about staying ahead of his teammate. This is great battling here. Just about staying ahead as Kachiga is having a little look at this. Any mistakes, Kachiga will be picking up the scraps. Oh, Mayo Man wants to...
Bluefoot has re-emerged in 12th, so he's way down the order at the moment with a lot of work to do if he wants to score some points.
Indeed, Mayo Man needs to try and catch back up to the back of K Flemo here. In a net P3 is Mayo Man, so in a great position here for a good few points. And he doesn't get the DRS, so the Fawns will have the DRS behind him. He's not going to be able to get a move done just yet. But Kachiga does have a little bit of company behind him, being Blue Gunner. Also in a good position. Impressive race so far for Blue Gunner in P7. And oh, that's Dark Mayhem. He's gone round once again on those medium tyres, but I don't think there's any damage. I don't think there's any safety cars going to come out.
Oh, he's lost his wing.
He's lost his front wing,
he
yeah,
has lost
so
his front wing.
that's a bit of damage. But no safety car as of now, anyways.
So once again, this battle has gone on for a good while. The Fawns and Mayo Man, two teammates. Mayo Man, of course, coming up from tier 4, still ahead of his teammate. Of course, on those older tyres, but only slightly. Won't be much of an advantage for the Fawns. Mayo Man just out of that 1 second range. K Flemo ahead. This isn't going to be nice for him on this straight unless he can get a good exit. He gets a decent one, but the Fawns doesn't have the ERS to burn. Does
hanging
have
on
the
to it.
DRS, he's just going to stay behind him for now. That's good news for Mayo Man. Something else that's good news for Mayo Man is K Flemo's having a bit of a battle here with Rory Drain. He's getting stuck behind him, Rory of course being on those old tyres. And that's a retirement in the pits. We won't get excited for that one.
Too late. And we've a serious DRS train here now. Gaffo has left the rest of the field behind, but from Rory Drain back, it is incredibly tight.
Ooh, K Flemo goes very wide there. This will allow Mayo Man to get back up into that DRS zone, which helps him
And Flemo has
severely.
Rory. Rory's had an awful exit.
He has, yeah. I thought K Flemo had a bad one. Rory has an even worse one, and K Flemo's right, or not K Flemo, Mayo Man is right onto the back of him. And now K Flemo out of ERS. Rory Drain close to being out, and Mayo Man having 30%, comfortable enough compared to the rest of the lads here.
And I wonder Rory's hard tyres shot now. Is this the lap he boxes? Because he is really struggling on exit.
He is struggling severely on those tyres. Will he go in? He is going to stay
No,
out for
he
now.
goes again. Wow.
He might be hoping for a safety car to come out. Of course, he's coming up from tier 4 and he'll drop a lot of positions being out of the points. So he has nothing to lose.
Oh, Kachiga has to go wide to avoid hitting the back of the Fawns, and he's lost the position now at the Blue Gunner.
Blue Gunner. Oh, and a little bit of contact between himself and Glenn Mack there. Glenn Mack, I don't think he has any damage, but just a slight little bit of contact. Put him
That's
off
a battle that has history.
Man,
So, yeah.
just about managing to get that DRS, helping him stay ahead of his teammate for now, and also saving that ERS. Good ERS management. Hopefully you can teach Big Funny Guy a few things, a thing or two maybe from Mayo Man on how to not press X. But anyway, here we have Tefon still stuck behind his teammate. Seems to be a good bit faster than him.
And Rory has now fallen back from K Flemo outside of DRS, so he's going to be susceptible to Mayo on this straight. If Mayo gets a good exit, this is where Rory struggled last time round. Gets a better exit this time.
Rory Drain, yeah. Mayo Man just keeping onto the back from can we have a Mayo Man podium, quite possibly, here in Singapore. Anything can happen. As you said, usually does. Rory Drain, yeah, he seems to be really struggling with those tyres. Will he go into the pits this lap? If he's going to stay out this lap, I think he'll stay out until the safety car comes out. So I'm sure another one will. And yeah, he's going to stay out. I think he's going to stay out for possibly softs. Or do what Alex Albon did in Australia and go in the last lap. Just wait it out for a safety car. And Mayo Man right onto the back of Rory Drain as Glenmack gets a 3-second time penalty. Rory Drain has fallen back nearly 2.5 seconds to the Red Bull ahead of him, Kay Flemo. Mayo now.
If you look closely, he's bringing Bluefoot back into play. He's only 12 seconds behind Rory now. On fresher tyres. Watch out for Bluefoot, I would recommend here later in the race.
Bluefoot looking well, not great, but he's on the fresher tyres behind DK Foam.
Yeah, and Rory's still holding his own against Mayo here.
He is indeed. Both of them being Tier 4 drivers, so this could be a taste for what's to come in Tier 4.
And the Fons must be very frustrated sitting in behind his Alpine teammate. He definitely has more pace to burn, but he needs to clear the traffic.
Does indeed. Mayman has every right to defend against him for that net P3. Mayman just onto the back of him here. Oh, that's a yellow flag. He's in the pits.
And that's Dark Mayhem, I believe, retiring. He's had enough.
He is done. Lap 23 out of 31 at the moment, so anything can happen. The safety cars can still come out, hopefully not 4 more safety cars. So I don't want to be singing, and I also want to go to bed at some stage today.
True, we are 45 minutes in. Anyone on wheel will start to feel this race, particularly if you're on a direct drive. It's a tough slog.
It is indeed. Now Mayo man, can he get past? Oh yeah, there Mayo. Mayo is left. Rory Drain definitely struggling massively on those tyres. He has lost nearly 4 seconds to Kay Flemo ahead of him. Oh, Mayo man having a big snap of oversteer. That's going to allow the Fons to get alongside him.
Yeah.
Will he be able to get the overtake done though? We know Mayo man likes a good defensive move. Going to stick around the outside, late braking from the Fons here. Mayo man sticking it through. Around the outside goes Mayo man, trying to make this defense stick. And oh, he's very close to the wall. The Fons around the outside now. Will he be able to get this move done? Very close to the wall. Both leaving each other just about enough room. Great racing from the two lads here. The Fons is going to back out of it. No, he's going for a switchback. This Mayo man now has the inside line and he's off the track. Goes the Fons, and it is great racing. And there goes, or who was that? Blue Gunner.
That's Blue Gunner. From nowhere.
From out of nowhere, Blue Gunner has nearly gotten the Fons out, and he has on the straight.
And on those mediums, he may have Mayo as well.
Here we go through the inside, Blue Gunner. He gets over the dip curve in there.
And the Fons hits the back of him. Oh, and that's messed up Kachiga, where Glenmack's been able to get through. And Kachiga won't like that.
So Blue Gunner has picked up the scraps of the Fons and Mayo man fighting. That is great from Blue Gunner, up into P5. A fantastic position for him.
Yeah, Blue and those mediums ever closer to the podium.
He's going to have to make those tyres last for another 5 or another 7 laps. 6 laps, 6 or 7 laps.
Anyone can get the most out of those mediums, it's Blue.
Oh yeah. Giving them all the love he can. So Mayo man now out of the DRS range. Sorry, of Rory Drain. He may be able to get back in it before the detection zone. Don't think he is going to.
It's gonna be tight.
Get that DRS.
Oh. 5 seconds retired until 11th.
Just about
it's
behind.
crazy. Blue foot is right on the back of this train now, and he's already through into 10th. Wow. Yeah. And he's having a look already now at Nolan.
Glenmack and the Fons here. Glenmack off the track slightly. The Fons, a little bit of contact between the two. Side by side through a very tight part of the track. Bit of contact. The Fons through the inside now on Glenmack. Glenmack's going to try and hang it around the outside. He does. And they're both side by side once again. Glenmack, of course, having a slight advantage of those medium tyres, although they might start to fall off as right now. There's big contact. A lot of wing damage. Glenmack is around. The Fons has a lot of damage, and that's going to allow Kachiga through probably on this lap.
Yep, and he's going to have a look at the Fons here off the exit.
And I think it's a punk. Is it? No, Rory Drain's gone very slow, allowing Mayo man and Blue Gunner through. I don't know what happened there. I thought he got a puncture. He's gone very slow and allowed 2 cars through. Mayo man, dare I say it, in a podium position with Blue Gunner behind him.
You said it. You said it.
Blue Gunner, of course, on those old mediums, 12 laps old, with a few safety car laps, but they're going to start to die off, and Mayo Man probably will be slightly quicker on those hard tyres.
Yep, and the Fonz has the box. He has too much wing damage, so that's released Kachiga. And Nolan is right on the back of him.
Nolan does have those penalties.
And Bluefoot having a look as well in the braking zone. He has to be careful.
Bluefoot already up into 8th. Only a few laps left to go. Bluefoot, oh, great exit from Bluefoot here. Nearly getting Nolan just before the DRS straight, and it's going to be a switch back here from Bluefoot, and it is lovely. Bluefoot on Nolan here, but Nolan
He's
has
no
great straight
ERS
line
though,
speed.
so Bluefoot's going to have him back here.
Can Nolan get it on Kachiga here? Going through the inside. Oh, there's nearly contact between the two. Nolan just getting on the brakes soon enough, and Bluefoot around the outside of Nolan. Not enough room for a switch back for Nolan as he tried it. And Bluefoot now up into 7th and on the back of Kachiga on tyres which are double the age of Bluefoot's.
Yeah, great racing there. Bluefoot getting squirrely on exit as well. Almost lost everything, so...
Oh, I didn't see Mayo Man got a penalty.
Still time to go.
That's unfortunate for Mayo Man. I don't know when he got that, but he got a 3-second time penalty. Will he be able to bridge a gap of 3 seconds in the next few laps to Blue Gunner? 1.3 is the gap now, so Blue Gunner does not have the DRS. And Kachiga and Bluefoot having a bit of a battle here. Kachiga, around the outside, going to keep his 6th place. So far, Bluefoot's going to be able to get a move done. Whoa, he's very slow through the bridge there.
I think Kachiga could have front wing damage. He looked very understeery through the bridge there. And Bluefoot's about to find out what Kachiga's gearbox is all about. And it's a big one.
It is indeed.
Oh, look at Bluefoot though.
Damage. Damage of the
great
rear
traction.
left end plate.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
he
it's
has got
gone
left end
completely,
plate,
yeah.
And Bluefoot will have him here. He won't be able to turn in.
Inside
And that's it
line, yep.
from Bluefoot. Great overtake.
So Bluefoot gets off lightly. He doesn't get the full Kachiga defensive experience, but he gets a taste.
So Blue Gunner, all he has to do is stay within 3 seconds of Mayo Man, and that podium is his. I believe it will be his first Tier 3 podium ever, I think. And we'll have to ask him if he's in the commentary box with us. And Kachiga and Nolan having a bit of a scrap here. Nolan nearly going for it up the inside as DK is having a look as well in those old mediums. Nolan, of course, with a lot of penalties. He's going to try and get this on track. Get this done sooner rather than later for Nolan.
And you'd imagine Kachiga's looking at that thinking if he can keep him behind for a lap or two, he won't be able to then gap him by 8. So this is important. The longer he keeps him there, the better. As
Mayo.
Blue Gunner and Mayo swap positions.
Mayo got out of shape.
Mayo Man won't be happy with that, with his penalty and
Kachiga, Kachiga's around. That is a crash.
He's hit the wall. And he's interesting re-entry there, but Kachiga back on track. A lot of damage. Darver will most likely get that point off of him.
Yeah, he's struggling now.
So
It'll be a
Blue Gunner.
long last 4 laps for him.
Blue Gunner actually looking quicker than Mayo Man at the minute on those old mediums. You wouldn't expect it, but he is. Blue Gunner flying away here. That podium position. Fantastic race from Blue Gunner so far, and it'll be a 2-3 for Red Bull if it stays like this. As Mayo Man gets
Blue for
slightly out of
5
shape.
seconds. Blue for 5 seconds behind Blue Gunner. 4 laps to go on special tyres. It's going to be tight, I think.
It'll be very close. It's one thing catching, it's another thing overtaking. He may get Mayo for that for an extra position, but I don't think he'll be able to overtake Rory Drain with ease. Rory, of course, on those very old hards, and I think he's just going to go in last lap for a set of softs, or maybe try and set the fastest lap in a couple laps time.
And he's up the inside.
Oh, Bluefoot trying it on Rory Drain here. Rory Drain defending very nicely as Bluefoot stays behind him for now. It's very close to the back from here, and Glenn Mack retires in pit lane. He has had enough
Also retired.
into the pit lane for him.
Cavs left the party. Appears like he's also retired.
Bluefoot, yeah.
Now.
The exit speed he's gotten. Rory Drain, he's in his rear view mirrors now, and now it'll be stressful times for Mayo Man and Blue Gunner. They have
I
a
think
very
Blue-
quick Bluefoot looking
yeah.
for a podium here.
I think Bluefoot will have Mayo okay. Oh, he's clipped the wall though. Did he get away with it? I think he did. Just a bit of contact.
Does this
but-
remind you about a certain season 6 that we were actually talking about earlier, Colin? To the line.
Not half as much tension, but
Yeah, not
This is it,
have,
yeah,
yeah. Not quite a tier 1 championship, but close to it anyway.
a tier 1 championship between two teammates on the line that night.
Yeah. Same track, a little bit less tension.
Rory
Rory
Drain finally.
goes into the pits. Possibly for fastest lap. I don't think he'll get a point. But
Well, he might stay in the top 10. We'll wait and see now.
let's see. Bluefoot now. All eyes on Bluefoot. To get past Mayo
3.7,
Man.
it's coming down. And the two lads are right there.
They are. Now, will he be able to get past Mayo Man? Mayo Man, great defense today. He's had some great defensive moves as Mayo Man's going to try it. Nearly on Bluefoot, getting very close to the back of him. They want to try and work together as much as they can because they have a very fast man named Bluefoot right behind him on fresher tyres than him and softer tyres as well.
Blue Gunner's tyres are now 16 laps up. This was the issue we were saying when Blue Gunner was pitting behind the safety car. Oh, he's got a little bit out of shape there. A little bit deep into turn, into the hairpin. And here
Mayo
comes
Man could have him
Mayo.
done here. Mayo Man around the outside. Blue Gunner is going to try and hold it. He's going on those. Oh, he's in the dip curve and Blue Gunner's nearly round.
Bluefoot now.
Mayo Man's right by him and Bluefoot having a look
He's
at
going to
this
be on him
action.
he's going to be on him on this lap, isn't he?
Yeah.
On the next lap, he's going to be on him and on that back straight.
Bluefoot is oh so quick on this track today.
Save the battery, you have the tyres.
Yeah, that's
Save
one
the
thing
battery
though.
now.
The lad's straight line speed is quite quick, and I don't think Blue Gunner has the straight line compared to them. Let's see, without ERS, it's going to be hard to get past a man with DRS and ERS ahead of him. Blue Gunner has it saved. Bluefoot right behind him here. Got a good exit off the last corner and through the first corner. Here we go. Bluefoot gets a very nice first few corners. It's going to be right on the back from here. Could be close. Blue Gunner with that fast straight line speed. Can he keep this provision or this net P3 with penalties ahead? Great exit by Bluefoot. A great straight line speed from Blue Gunner. Burned a bit of his ERS and he's stopped now. Very smart ERS management by Blue Gunner. He just needs to survive a few more straights.
It's going to be the traction zone.
Very
It's gonna
close.
Yeah, it's going to be the traction zones because the right rear tyre is the weak tyre around here. So it'll be interesting to see now
So Bluefoot
Oh,
needs
he's
to go
on the
in for a
inside.
dive. Could go for it here. Bluefoot
Oh.
backs out of it. Great
Oh, he
defense.
hits him. He hits him.
Very close. Bluefoot wants this podium, but so does Blue Gunner. Battle of the Blues here. And Blue Gunner trying to get a good exit, but Bluefoot, I should say. Blue Gunner placing his car perfectly. Very good defense from Blue Gunner here. And he's going to hold on to his ERS as well as Bluefoot derating once again. He needs to hold on to it.
This is key now. Blue Gunner's 1.3 behind Mayo. So on the last lap he mightn't have DRS. Now it's back into point 8. Oh, it's going to be nip and tuck.
It's going to be very close. If Blue Gunner doesn't get the DRS, I think he can say bye-bye to that podium. Mayo Man. It's going to be very close between the two here. Blue Gunner needs to get a move on.
No,
And
he
I
hasn't
don't
got it
think
for
he's
this
going to
straight.
get it. And there's DRS for Bluefoot. He doesn't have the ERS. I don't think he'll get it on this straight. Blue Gunner isn't going to burn it so far, but Bluefoot's going to go through the inside. He breaks very late. There's a lot of contact there. A very dodgy overtake. That could be Stewart's inquiry possibly, but he is through for now. And that was a bit of a barge of an overtake there. But I'm sure it'll be sent into the stewards to have a look at.
We'll have a look anyway. We'll have a look.
Blue Gunner, he was very close to that first podium in tier 3. Bluefoot is taking that away from him. And it was a great drive from Bluefoot though to get from the back after pitting very late to net P3. And another great drive from Gaffo. Just streets ahead of the competition today. 5 seconds ahead of Flemo. And Flemo being 13 and a half
Oh, he hits
seconds
him!
at the back.
Blue Gunner running to
Oh,
the back
no!
of Bluefoot.
And it's going to be
Mayo's gonna get
Mayo
his
Man
podium.
on the podium. I didn't see that, but that is...
Rammed into the back of
Oh,
him from
no.
behind. And Blue Gunner's got no front wing. DKF1's going to be pretty close to him here, if he's got any tyre left.
And that is absolutely horrible for Bluefoot. But here we go, Gaffo crosses the line to win in Singapore. It's a great race from Gaffo, he's really dominated today. K Flemo in P2. And here we go. Will Mayo Man be able to hold on to that P3? I think it will be. Mayo Man in Singapore gets a podium in Tier 3 reserving, and it is a great race from Mayo Man, just about getting that P3. Bluefoot, so unfortunate, had a great race, just a little bit of, well, a lot of contact from Blue Gunner. I'm sure it'll be a Stewart's inquiry from Blue Gunner, from the both of them, I would say, in P4 and 5 respectively. DK in P6, a good showing from DK. Carl, P7, P8 for Nolan. P9 for Kachiga, just about gets some points. The Fonz in P10, and Rory Drain just about misses out on the points positions. And that is that. We just have Darvra spinning across the line. That's Lucky Nutshot now coming into Sector 3. And he's going to finish off this race. A race that lasted quite long. Got there in the end.
Absolutely no wonder Cab left. She's tired. Here he comes, Lucky Nutshot.
So, that's the race over and done with. Now, to the interviews, we have a very happy man in already. And we'll
Just
go
desperate
down.
to get in here and then go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. The rest of us are as well. So, the finishing order of the race is as follows. It is Gaffo in P1. Fantastic race from Gaffo. 5 seconds ahead of K Flemo. With K Flemo, of course, in P2. Starting from P6 up into second place. Very happy, I'm sure K Flemo is. Mayo Man starting from P16, P3 with a 3-second time penalty, and it is a podium for Mayo Man. A great finish from him. Bluefoot after some late contact in P4, P5 for Blue Gunner, P6 for DK Phone. Carl in P7, P8 for Nolan, P9 for Kachiga, and the Fonz rounds off the points in P10. Then we have Rory Drain, I Am Alex, Darvra and Lucky Nutshot, who have finished, and then our retirees for tonight are Glenn Mack, Dark Mayhem, Aaron Sully, JT and Shamrock, who we lost very early on. So, that's that from the race. We'll be waiting for the rest of the lads here. Here's Mayo.
Yes, what's crap? Go on.
Very happy man, I'm sure you are, Mayo. We'll get on to you soon. So, I think we'll start it now. I'll start it off with Mayo, and you take K Flemo since Cav's in here. Colin. So, Mayo. Jesus.
Josh,
here you are.
crack? Been a while.
It has been a while. And it's a pleasant surprise today, Mayo. I don't think anybody would have predicted that. A fantastic race from you. You played your strategy right, and yeah, it was great. What was that? What was that like from your perspective?
I was great, man. To be honest, quali was useless. I didn't do much practice. Came on about 20 minutes before, did a few laps.
Yeah.
And then quali, I think I came 15th. Had a great start. Came up to like 6th or 7th after about 10 laps. And then I got the pit on the second safety car. Came out, had a great battle with the Fonz, I think.
It was,
through about half a lap. But no, and then just brought it home, got a warning, and then Blue Gunner, me and him had a battle, and he had an issue on the last lap with someone. So got lucky there. Yeah, just got lucky in the race.
Yeah.
As Budge says.
Exactly. After winning by about 10 seconds, yeah. But yeah, no, fantastic. Not the best quality, but sure, look, it's the race that counts. There's a bit of contact between Blue Gunner and Bluefoot behind you, so a little bit of luck came into play. But exactly. Came out with the. Is that your first Tier 3 podium?
Maybe. I only score points in Tier 3. In my own Tier 4, I never score. I'm useless.
Oh yeah, Tier 4. Yeah, sure, you're Tier 4, so it's great to bring into back into Tier 4, having a podium. But well done, Mayo.
This is my tier. I'm just renting out the lads.
He's here to take over. So Mayo, look, I know you're
That's
tier
okay.
4. You'll be racing again tomorrow. I'm sure you'll have a good time tomorrow. A lot of confidence going into it anyway. Next race,
Sure,
of course,
actually
being
won't be here, but
oh, sure. Then
tomorrow.
you've done your Singapore
that's
then.
it for me for the week. Yeah.
Moving on then, of course, for Belgium, which will be next week. Is that a track you're confident with?
Love it. Favorite track.
Great.
Absolutely. Always have good results there. I love putting into practice, so yeah, watch out. I'll be there. Ooh.
Good to hear. Good to hear from Mayo Man.
100%.
So, congratulations, Mayo Man, your tier 3 podium. And I'll leave it with you now, Colin.
Thank you, Josh. Fair play to you, Mayo. I think we have a reserve for tier 1 next week who'll beat me around Spa. No problem there whatsoever. Anyway, oh well, I'm useless from Spa, mate, so don't worry about that. Anyway, on to tonight's race. Cave Flemo in P2. How are things, man?
How are you, Colin?
Not too bad. No, not too bad. As you can probably hear, Cav has had a couple of technical difficulties, and
He's on the drink.
so I
well,
took.
I was wondering what was happening.
Probably still eating his Chinese, actually, Josh, isn't he? That's probably what's going on there. But anyway, P6 on the grid. Could you have done better, Cav? Or Flemo even?
No, I'm happy with the P2 after the first lap. I got spun by JTU, I think his name is.
Yeah.
So happy with the recovery to P2, yeah.
Excellent stuff. And you obviously played it behind the same safety car, didn't you, the second one?
I said to Mayo in the party there, if another one comes out, I'm going in for the hearts, and I don't.
Yeah.
They come out on the 7th lap, so
I think that's definitely the right
pay it
choice.
off. It seems to be the proper strategy in this tier this year. Get the hards on ASAP.
Yeah, it is. It's the same on all the tracks, really, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
kind of a boring race. I didn't even follow you for much of that race, to be honest with you. I don't even know what happened with you. You just kind of got your way up to second
Yeah.
and just took off.
Yeah, no,
Rory-
clean
Rory-
air.
Yeah,
Rory
Chambers
had to
held.
stop, so he let me through, which is whatever. It's whatever you want to think about it. But yeah, it was lonely out there, just keeping on track. I think me and Gaffa lap times were very similar. I think I only took a second off him after about 15 laps. So is what it
Anyway,
is.
well done to you. And as we said earlier, going on to Spa next week, have any hopes, any thoughts? Or
No, I don't really like that track. I'm hoping to stay in contention till the last 5 tracks. They're all my favourite tracks, so if I can get there, we'll give it a go then.
fair enough. Well, we'll talk to you again anyway, mate. We'll see you
Well,
again.
later.
Very,
See
very
you
soon.
later.
We'll talk to you.
Now, our race winner, Gaffo. You seem to be making a habit of these good finishes. How are you feeling after that one?
Yep, feeling good, as you should be.
You'd want to be after that. Your
Yeah,
streets
definitely.
ahead of the competition there today. You really just dominated it. Was qualifying a bit disappointed, or was P3? Do you think that was the best?
I was very happy with that. Haven't done any practice for Singapore. I've done a lot of practice, practice over, but I actually haven't done much like kind of track, like focused practice. It's kind of just been like trying to like focus on like my racecraft and just kind of getting better on the new wheel, and it kind of worked. Obviously, I was really happy with the lap, getting into the 37s at the end there, getting up into P3, and Bluefoot went, I think, for the hards at the start, and I got him off that, so that was happy days, I suppose.
Yeah. And the race, maybe a little bit of a boring one, but you had a good few overtakes to be doing midway through the race. Was there any worry that you wouldn't get back up to the top spots, or did you know you'd kind of make your way back up?
That was probably one of my favourite races I've ever raced on, and not even just because I finished first. But
Oh yeah, no, we saw a lot of overtakes. Yeah.
I did. I obviously getting Bluefoot off the start, and then I think me and Nolan had a real good battle side by side for a long period. I eventually got ahead, and then I got a text off my mate. I only seen it there after the race. I'll read it out. So, man, Gaffo, you are disabled pitting that early. Quite ironic considering I went on to win the race. But yeah, I made up a load of positions. I think got by the 2 McLarens and Aston, 2 Hasses, and then eventually passed Rory Drain then, and got myself kind of into what was net P1 before Bluefoot pitted. From then on in, it was just a drive home.
Yeah, quite a flawless race. And now looking at the championship, I'm not sure how close exactly you are.
Probably not, because Bluefoot somehow somehow managed to go from like what was it outside the points I think at one stage
Yeah.
back up into P4.
And
So
Bluefoot would have gotten the podium. There was a little bit of a argy-bargy between him and Blue Gunner. But yeah, Bluefoot had a great race from out of the points down the mediums back up into P4. So
I think I'm
it'll be-
13 points behind.
yeah, it'll be a
that's
good
my
battle between the two of you
maths,
now.
so.
But you think there's a chance anyway for yourself, do you?
Yeah, definitely.
If you
Well,
keep this form up.
hopefully he can crash in Belgium or something goes not his way because and not even
Bit
because
of
like
beef
just
between
I want him
the
to.
two
No,
rivals.
not even because I want him to. It's because I won't be there. So
Oh right, right.
I need him to kind of fill in. I'll be in Manchester next week, so I need
Very
him
nice.
to hopefully have a bit of a mare, keep the championship a bit interesting.
Very good. So I won't ask you about next week because you've already told me you won't be here. So
Yeah.
well done, Gaffo. Well done, Flemo and Mayo as well on the podium positions. And that is
Cheers,
us
lads.
for this
Cheers,
week.
lads.
Do tune in again. Well, tomorrow there'll be Tier 4 on at the same time around Singapore. And me and Cav, well, hopefully Cav this time, will be around with us for the next race on Sunday. We'll be in Belgium, of course. So, once again, thank you for watching and take care and good night.